Shalom Israel, giving all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Chakadash, the master of the house of Jim Ruba. I teach you how to come out there, pushing his word of truth and sincerity, risking your freedom and your life to do so. Back with another video, man. It says, EU faces historic decline in living standards. Okay, so we know that according to prophecy, man, rumors of wars, victuals should be so good, cheap on the earth, that people should think themselves to be in good company, and even so should the plagues draw nigh. So, these are the times where, things are getting real hectic, real bad, man. This is a part of the Lord's judgment, man, bringing a hammer down on the earth, you see? So I'm going to read a little bit of the article, and then we can get a few scriptures, all according to prophecy. So it says, EU faces historic decline in living standards. Meaning this is historic, meaning it's never happened before. And because it happened in EU doesn't mean it's not going to happen in America. It's actually happening right now. A lot of people can't afford the things they used to be able to afford, and they losing jobs, or their jobs don't have like a pay increase, so they're paying more, but the wages didn't grow. You see? So a lot of things are happening that's according to prophecy, man. This is really the Lord tightening the belt. So let's read it. This is from RT.com. EU faces historic decline in living standards. The EU's sanctions on Russia are prolonging the conflict in Ukraine and making the Europeans poor, Claire Daly argued. Irish EMP Claire Daly have accused elected EU representatives of shooting ourselves in the foot by backing the imposition of sanctions on Russia, and warned that rejecting energy imports from Europe's largest country would lead to disastrous inflation, rocketing energy costs, and a historic decline in living standards, while failing to deter Moscow. Right. So, they're being put in the trick bag, because now they're putting sanctions on Russia because they attacked Ukraine, which Russia is just trying to bring back the USSR. But because they attacked it, now, America sanctified, not sanctified, Slovakia. They pretty much ordered the EU or the European nations to sanction Russia. And Russia is a European nation in itself, but Satan be against Satan, how could his kingdom stand? So now, the nations are feeling it now. You see? So reading on, it says, addressing the EU Parliament on Wednesday, a day before it voted to support an immediate full embargo on Russian imports of oil, coal, nuclear fuel, and gas, Daly condemned the sanctions imposed by the bloc thus far as ineffective against the Kremlin and potentially catastrophic for Europeans. How is it not selling Kira gold butter to Russia going to save any Ukrainian lives? How is buying 50 fracked U.S. gas going to stop the war? She exclaimed, referring to the American liquefied natural gas offered to European buyers by Washington, albeit at a higher cost than Russia's product. They won't, of course, because nowhere have sanctions ever succeeded in ending a military assault or achieving regime change. Right. Because that's not his goal, you see? So let's get a scripture, man. Let me see if I can find it. Slovakia. Actual. Let's see if I can find it. Slovakia. I don't know it off top. Slovakia. One second. One second. All right, 2 Ezra 16 verse 21. It says, 2 Ezra 16 verse 21, behold, victuals should be so good cheap upon earth that they should think themselves to be in good case. Right, man. So what's going on right now, a lot of jakes prior to the pandemic was thinking, the thing victuals is like meats, breads, things that they can get from a grocery store would be so cheap on the earth. You would think yourself to be in good company, meaning you would think it'll always be that cheap or it'll always be that affordable. But the Lord is sending a famine. And it's affecting all of us, man. Even the men of the Lord. We got to go through the fire, but we know through the Spirit that the Lord is going to deliver us. So this is 2 Ezra 16 verse 21 again. Behold, victuals should be so good cheap upon the earth that they should think themselves to be in good case. And even then should evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. And this is what's going on: sword, famine, and great confusion. This is ushering in war and great confusion. It says the EU economic war against Russia does nothing to help innocent Ukrainian citizens, victims of illegal war. Russia is undeterred, while EU citizens face disaster, inflation, rocketing energy costs, and a historic decline in living standards. This is madness, right? And this is going to lead to a civil war, civil unrest. It's going to lead to, people rioting against the police. You know what I'm saying? Women get raped. This is going to culminate into, the worst economic depression since the Great Depression of the 1930s, I believe. You see? So, and this is all prophecy. The Lord is bringing down the kingdom slowly. So it says, while the EU Commission plans to cut its dependency on Russian fossil fuels to zero by 2030, the majority of EMPs went to block to go further and voted F-1322 for Thursday's resolution calling for a total energy embargo on Russia. While non-binding, the resolution was passed even as the governments across Europe have told their citizens to brace for energy rationing, a sharp increase in the cost of living after inflation in the euro area reached an all-time high of 7.5% last month. So what does that mean? That means, you people that's making $30,000, $40,000 a year and have 2 kids, what does that mean? You're going to have to pay more for everything you have, okay? So that means when you go to the grocery store, you got to pay more. When you want to go on vacation, you're gonna pay more. Okay. When you want to go on transportation, whether it be a car or public transportation, you're gonna pay more. That's what it means. Okay. You're gonna pay more for everything. And it says a sharp increase of 7.5%, which is huge. Okay. All right, and that's gonna further in. People start robbing, people start stealing, people gonna get frustrated. They say, I can't afford it, I'm not making enough money. They're gonna start coming down. So there's gonna be civil wars, rest. But see, us in the faith is supposed to stay strong, man. You see, wisdom and knowledge should be stability at our time. I believe that's Isaiah 33. I believe is Isaiah 33. Okay. So we're supposed to see these things and be comforted to know that these things are supposed to happen in order for the kingdom to be established. You see? So with that, man, this is just a quick video. EU faces historic declining living standards. So with that, I want to say, Yahweh Shemel Shabbat Kadah, Shalom, double honor to the elders, Shalom to your Akim. It's a nice video. Shalom.